It seems this chimney might have been pushed away. What shall we do about that chimney? How that piece of stone is roughly 250 pounds gauged by the piece that's on the ground that's a third of its size that got knocked to the ground. So how will we, I'm including you in this, lift up that piece? I think it's too risky to use the lift. Too much weight. The weight limit is 500 pounds. And it's fully extended. With all these warnings on the placards, it says you're responsible. And my weight plus that weight probably doesn't come all that close to 500 pounds, but it'll be fully extended, and that thing will bobble up and down. And I suppose we could set up scaffold and then have two guys lift it, but I'm looking something like the Egyptians used to build the pyramids, or Archimedes' idea, give me a place to stand and a lever and I'll move the world. So maybe that's what we should do. Get a place to stand and a lever. Let's say we're looking at the ridge. In this case, it's from the back of the house. And here's the ridge, the very top of the house that comes to a point. And here's the chimney. It's not really a chimney, it's a parapet wall, but it sort of looks like a chimney. With this limestone, with this stone cap on it. And the brick is all out of whack and the stone is misplaced. So what I was gonna do is build a saddle, like take a piece of plywood and sandwich it to 2x6 or 2x4, and it would come up to here, and this beam would rest on this, and it would stick over 1 foot and out, say 9 feet. But for just for easy math, we'll say 10 feet, even though the whole thing is only 10 feet. All right, so if this stone weighs 240 pounds, and this is my lever, like this is the fulcrum point, and I press down here, so if I push down here 25 pounds, I would be able to lift 250 pounds out here. So I would just need to design this fulcrum, so to speak. Well, when I started in with the design, this turned out to be a half a sheet of plywood, and I got the whole sheet of plywood and I realized how heavy that was, and I needed to put it together with 2x6s between it, or sandwich it in some way so it would have a V that would, this is an edge view and here's the ridge, and so the V, this would set over the roof, and then the 2x lever would sit here and be attached to the stone over there and come this way and press down on it and lift up. Well, that seemed like it was going to be too cumbersome. So I came up with this other idea. I'm going to show. I have arranged these 2x6s in this particular way because the stress, the force is coming down, and it's going to want to spread this open. So I cut the plywood so that the grain is running this way, which means the grain on the opposite side is running the same way, and the grain in the middle is running. So we have 3 layers of grain running this way, which is strong in tension. So this part right here will be in tension. It'll be wanting to be pulled apart. So that's also why I put this 2x6 in there, and I chose a very dense grain. I put, I'll demonstrate on the other side. So I glued all this up, and now I'll nail it. You really watch your fingers, because those nails can go strange places. I've seen them curl up around and get you. So we're going to turn up the pressure here. There's about 100 feet of hose. It goes out to the garage and all the way back in. So that is okay. And push that in a little bit and nail that. See, I've even had them hit a knot and then curve out. And if you're holding it like this, you'll get bit. This is some really dense yellow pine, and as I mentioned, you might have heard me mention before, is that yellow pine in tension is as strong as oak as far as a engineer when he's designing something. But studs aren't available in yellow pine. It's spruce pine fir, but the pine is a different kind of pine. It's not yellow pine, it's a lodgepole pine or something like that. Keep hands away. Keep your hands away from the exhaust too. Did you ever see the movie where the guy comes after the bad guy with a nail gun? Now we've got the right size for this, 3 inches, so it'll go into the wood below 1.5 inches. Really, this is not going to do anything except keep it in place. There's no stresses on it. All the stress is down. Something a lot more substantial than this, I do believe. some expanding foam around here, we can lock it in place and then later on chop it out. These are my fulcrum. Since there's two, would it be fulcri or fulcrum? I guess it depends on if fulcrum is a he or a she. This is either going to be genius or stupid. Oh yeah, look at that. And then we'll work on getting the 12-ton capacity hydraulic bottle jack level on that thing